Greetings, Minecrafters, and welcome to another gorgeous day in northern Vermont. You can see Hamlet and Caesar and King Lear over there. Look at the leaves, they're all doing their thing. Yay! Okay, so my name is Dr. Kimberly Quinn, and I am here to help people become the boss of their brains with all these lovely Minecraft discussions. It's just fabulous. And so I'm also going to start out today, it's going to be another Fast Minder discussion because it is ADHD Awareness Month. Even though ADHD is a complete misnomer, we know that there's certainly no deficit of attention, so let's start there. I don't think anybody likes, or at least as an adult, probably not kids either, like to be referred to as hyperactive. Better, high energy, right? And the disorder thing, that if I could have my way and have that word deleted from every language across the globe, I'd be thrilled because there'd be far less pain in the world. Disorder is like a really dumb shame word, which has us feeling flawed and defective. So do yourselves a favor. If you are diagnosed with, or you're a Fast Mind Club member, get rid of the D, make it a G for gift. And if you have anything else that's labeled disorder, just delete that right out of your vocab. It'll be a better day right out of the gate, right? Okay, so with the last one, when I had the Fast Mind Club Strikes Back, I realized that I compared we Fast Minders with the Empire. So that's the dark side of the force, which I don't think we really want to be connected to or identify with, so my bad. So now we're going to say that this is the return of the Fast Mind Club. Excellent. So we're back, and we're going to talk about the main gift. I think most people at this point, maybe not most, we're going to go with many people, get it now that the main superpower for ADHD is our creativity, hands down. And then, since we're movers and groovers, we usually head to the next phase, which is innovation. So creativity and innovation, we have that down pat. It runs through our veins. It's in our bone marrow because it's in our DNA. It's natural. It's just so natural, and so natural that we can't not do it, right? We have an interest-based nervous system. We are passion driven. So unfortunately, we've gotten a lot of crapola for that, and occasionally can be referred to as immature and irresponsible and blah 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 from the ignorance out there that just don't get us, I guess, are the best way to say it. And we've been fun shamed and everything else, even though we are very playful and we bring that into the family and the workplace and all of that. As far as the creativity thing, it's inherent. It's part of us, just like anybody else. You can't not be yourself, whatever that is. Or you can, but not for very long. Usually you'll bust out, or you can just, if you're stifling your authenticity, you're just going to be miserable and probably sink into a huge depression. I mean, no matter what is the reason, right? So for us, we have to self-express. We have to do our creative thing. We gotta, like I say, you gotta do you, right? And creativity is us. We see things differently. We just look at stuff. It's not like, ooh, we're better than anybody, and other people have other gifts. Then they don't. Well, maybe they do think that. I don't know. For us, it's just natural. It's like people are natural runners, or natural skiers, or natural piano players, or natural whatevers. We're natural creatives, and we also can look at things that have, that are used to being looked at to have a certain function or whatever, and people get stuck in that, and that's called functional fixedness. And we are far less apt to get stuck in that because we'll look at something that's usually used to do whatever, and it'll just hit us because we're resourceful. Like, wow, have you ever thought of using it for that? And then you get these weird looks and raised eyebrows, and then people try it and like, oh, wow, cool, And it's also why we're inventors and things like that. We make connections that aren't always obvious, and this is why our creativity leads us to be great problem solvers frequently, because creativity is a huge part of problem solving, which I'm sure most of you know. In fact, typically by the end of high school, the teenage Fast Mind Club members can usually out problem solve the high majority of their neurotypical peers. It's just true, because that's a gift we have. Now, the flip side of that is if our creativity is stifled, we're in a job that doesn't allow us to be creative, or we've got some haters in the family even, hopefully not, but if you do, and really kind of stifling that, that takes a huge toll on us. A huge toll on us. It's not just like a little bit. It just, because again, it's not letting us be creative, or not allowing for our gift to kind of play itself out. Is just like stifling anybody else's authenticity, straight road to depression, really, quite honestly. And what's really cool is that employers out there, also in the school systems, I think, a little removed from that at this point, but I read constantly, so I know that things are happening there that are definitely good. Out in the world, people are really starting to get it, that, and not just with the neurodivergent, which the Fast Mind Clubbers definitely fall into that category, and that's the whole creative thing and seeing things differently. And the Fast Mind Club members tend to get very, very high scores on any of the neurodivergent inventories. And there's also the autism spectrum, and they think differently too. And we all have something to bring to the table, and employers are sort of finally getting that. Colleges are definitely getting that with making, like some colleges, making SATs test optional and things like that, realizing that many, not all, of those on the autism spectrum don't always test well in standardized tests for loads of reasons. One is multiple choice. If there's one answer that's more right than another answer, since they tend to be, in general, very logical, very they will be weighing out those two right and almost rights and just be in a circle for a very long time. Meanwhile, those on the, I don't like the words higher functioning, I just have to kind of like explain, I guess, in an observational way. Those on the higher end of the autism spectrum tend to be more intelligent than the general population. Yet they were being filtered out of colleges with SAT scores because it doesn't suit their cognition. It doesn't suit their how they think. And so sadly, it was, not only was it a loss for the autistics, also a loss for the colleges, because they were missing out on a ton of brilliance. I mean brilliance. And thankfully that's turned around, to a large degree with many colleges. And then we get to the workplace, and thankfully, again, we've got, I forget his name now, and I've written it like 1,000 times in different articles, CEO of JetBlue there. We've got, obviously, Robin Williams, one of my favorites. We've got Whoopi Goldberg. We've got Michael Phelps. People in businesses, running businesses all over the place. Leonardo da Vinci. Tough to diagnose dead guys, but, it looked like, and I've been to his museum, actually, in Rome. Had the good fortune of that. And if there were ever a Fast Mind Club member, it's him. I love, the museum's very small, but he's got open-ended projects all over the place, and he was interested in everything. I don't use that word that much, but it's nearly everything. You'd have like human body physiology stuff here, then you'd have like flying machines over there. You'd have just all over the place, and then he was interested in so much, because the fast minders are incredibly naturally curious. Our minds wander, obviously, so when somebody else is kind of staying, wrapped up into that staff meeting or faculty meeting or whatever meeting, it's incredibly boring. Our minds will go out the door, around the block, probably write, the first 3 chapters of that novel you were thinking about, or invent that cool thing that's going to make life so much easier in some way. And then your mind comes back in and like, oops, meeting's over, who knew, kind of thing. And so, yeah, and I just want to say to my Fast Mind Club members out there who are grown-ups, so you might just be coming into your diagnosis, don't settle. You have the gift of an interest-based nervous system. Use it well. It's kind of like Harry Potter's invisibility cloak. Use it well. It's not going to gel with a lot of the neurotypical world, because neurotypicals are very focused on efficiency and productivity. No offense, I'm married to a neurotypical who I love very much, and thank goodness he's super efficient and productive and good with details, because we balance each other. I'll just say that. We ADHDers tend to be more big sky people. We're great with the big ideas, definitely. And we all, as far as the efficiency and productivity, we're often adult shamed that way, doing, because and it's not an excuse. I'm not that person. I don't even like it when people reflect badly on the Fast Mind Club. using it as an excuse. It's not an excuse, it's an explanation. And I usually explain when I interrupt people, and I also apologize. I'm really sorry. I work hard at this. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Please go ahead. Okay? Not an excuse, explanation. I apologize. Working at it, work in progress. Thank you. Because that's still just something I have to work on, but not an excuse. The other thing I would say is don't settle. And, those of you have heard a lot from me about talking about how I am blessed. And I don't have a problem using the word blessed because I can. Why? Because it's my video. And I do feel blessed every day in every way. I actually would not change one thing about my life. I was just saying it to our dean earlier, like 2 hours ago. And of course, there's no perfect place, but I'll tell you, I feel like it's awfully close because I am in a professional environment that is safe. It's safe. And I outed myself. I've been there 11 or 12, I don't even know. It all runs together because I don't think of it as work, as you know, like 11 years roughly. And I outed myself like, I don't know, 5 or 6 ago. It was really funny is no one even, I was like saying this big thing. I'll just, I have ADHD. And they were all like, yeah, I think we all knew that. Like they didn't say that to me, but nobody had this look of, oh, I'm about to fall off my chair. And nobody. But what's also really good is the Champlain crew is amped it up from just basic tolerance. Tolerance is like the low level. It's just like, it's better than being intolerant for sure. And then we have acceptance, which is the next level up. Acceptance is good. It's pretty good. But then you have embrace. You have embrace. And this is when we not only accept somebody for being different, and we can make this broader to whatever way somebody's different, right? This is our Fast Mind Club discussion, but different. Realizing when we move from tolerance to acceptance is like a huge leap. And then acceptance to embrace is another big step up. It's up. Because we are not only acknowledging that someone else is different. Let's say for the fast minders, we think differently. May not always get us. But there's this genuine acknowledgement that this person has something. This person has a gift to bring to the table. This person has something valuable to contribute. So not only are we going to accept that, we're actually going to like dump a miracle grow on her, like whatever their way for doing, to make it, to not only accept but actually embrace. How can we make it easier for this gift she brings to the table to thrive? And I say blessed because that's how I feel, because I could not possibly be happier professionally. And this has been the way most of the way along, and now it's just the best ever. Because every day, every single day, I don't use polarized words very often. Every day feeds my my wild and wonderful mind, because every day is new and different. And I've got colleagues who are wonderfully accepting of my fun pants and wearing gorilla suits for certain experiments and wizard outfits, and no one even bats an eyelash. They embrace my colorfulness, and with the powers that be, actually power women, I think they're all women, power women, the power women not only embrace but actually feed, I guess that's part of embrace, feed my creativity. And our dean constantly giving me stuff to design, like, here you go, how do you feel about next Tuesday, to design this new class or something. And on the well-being end, because I have a hybrid role, the teaching and the doing all things well-being, loads of creativity. I run a club called Defense Against the Dark Arts. How cool is that? I get to dress up like a wizard and talk about mindfulness and anxiety. It's awesome. Never mind all the other creative, I call them minis, the little workshops that I get to do. And I have carte blanche, as long as, I'm supporting everybody and enhancing, the well-being. That's it. And so to all of you out there who are adults in the Fast Mind Club, I say, focus your eye on the prize and don't settle. Don't settle. You got to do you. And the other thing is, you can bring creativity into anything you do. If you're a chef, actually we have a chef at Champlain who's one of the most creative people ever. And she's a great Halloween person. Just saying, Champlain's a big Halloween spot. She does wonderful things with truffles, and oh my God. If you're a chef, if you're a tattoo artist, if you cut hair, you can bring your creativity with you wherever you go, and you should. It's not like you should adjust to the world should adjust to you. Wrap right around your gift. Don't settle. Definitely don't settle. So happy Fast Mind Club month. And I will say, for us in general, because there's just like neurotypicals don't always get us, we fast minders don't always get them, or other ways to be different, right? So for all of us as, you know, people, my very good friend Dr. Dave often says, you know, we can't do what we don't know, right? We can't do what we don't know. But, or and, once we are aware, we then become responsible, right? This is Kimberly Quinn signing off from Northern Vermont. Have a mindful day.